Alrighty, why is being above 20% body fat bad for your health? Right, it's another one why people get, a bit confused. They're like, oh, does it really matter? I'd say there's the people that maybe work out all the time. They may be a little bit overweight, but they're super fit or they're super muscular. And then you have the other people that maybe, they're overweight, but they eat super healthy, or they might think they eat super healthy. Maybe if they're eating a bit too much, of the healthy superfoods, but it's really prepared like a restaurant. And then maybe even you have the healthy, the people eating really healthy, vegan, low fat, super healthy, but they're still very overweight, they haven't lost the weight yet, I'd say, you can get some improvements if you're doing everything right, like you're eating super low fat, vegan, all the good stuff. You're going to get some cardiovascular benefit and some insulin benefit, insulin resistant, insulin sensitivity benefit pretty quickly. You're going to get some heart benefit within about 2 weeks. It starts to improve, and then with the insulin stuff, within a couple of days. But the thing is, if you're not down to that low body fat yet, just because you're doing the healthy things, you're still going to get a negative impact from the excess body fat, and what this effect is, the body fat will cause some insulin resistance, so that's just a fact that when you're overweight, that you're causing damage to your body through the insulin resistance that you're incurring. It will negatively impact your blood flow and a whole bunch of things like that. So I would say that is the main reason why. There's other reasons why, like you're stretching your skin, or there's excess weight on your joints if you're trying to do running, or other contact sports. And the most important ones that I forgot was that it also causes your hormones to aromatize. So, whatever testosterone you can produce naturally gets aromatized into estrogen in higher amounts. The more body fat you have, the higher your estrogen levels are going to be, because your testosterone is going to get converted into estrogen. So that can have an effect for, men and women. It just depends, what you believe is optimal at the end of the day, So I would really, if I was above 20% body fat, which I probably am at the moment, I'm probably around 25 to 30%. So, that's just being honest. And this is 20% for women. So it's actually lower for men. It's about 15% for men is where you want to be, where you get the optimal hormonal things, and you get the most amount of benefit. Now, it doesn't mean you go down to 0% body fat, but these guidelines really, they really can help if you want optimal health. Some people don't want optimal health. They just want to look good enough, and I understand that. But if you want optimal health, I really believe that you do have to be quite lean. Yeah. So, also I wouldn't try and lie to myself about my body fat levels and percentage. Like a lot of people that they really want to be them, they want to, oh yeah, my body fat percentage is this, they want to brag that it's low. But if you want to be embedded in reality, it's good to, be skeptical and really question what body fat percentage are you actually holding, So, yeah, the thing is, yeah. But, I'd say that's the main points that I think it is really important, because I know with the new age stuff, we got you know, body positivity and healthy at any body weight. But you know, I'm genuinely yeah, I genuinely don't agree with all of that. I really do believe that there's negative health consequences if you are overweight, you know, especially for long periods of time. You know, you know, it's probably not going to be too much of an issue if you know, you accidentally become overweight for a short period of time. But if you really don't work on it and you stay overweight for long periods of time, I would say, you know, you're asking for negative effects of diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. Yeah, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, so I'll just yeah, I just put it out there. It's one thing that we can all work on if we are overweight a little bit, try and trim up. But I would say these are really good goals for people to aim. It would be about 20% body fat for women, 15% body fat for men. And yeah, you know, I wouldn't put all my focus on weight loss. I'd put it on, you know, being healthy. And actually, when I say weight loss, I say fat loss. Yeah, so I would say to get there as healthy as possible, I would be trying to get fit. So getting some cardiovascular fitness. And I would be doing that through, you know, walking, jogging, cycling. Those would be the three main ones that I would be doing. Yeah, I would also be trying to cut out my dietary fat. I would be lowering my dietary fat as much as possible. You know, in the science, this is basically, it's going to give you the most amount of benefit, especially health-wise. You know, there's a lot of fad diets with the keto and stuff like that, which is designed just to make you feel sick, so you starve yourself, and it's just meant to dehydrate you. So when you do keto, you might drop a bit of water weight, but it just comes back on as soon as you start eating again. So it's kind of misleading, the results people get from keto. If you're on keto as well, you're not going to be eating enough carbohydrates, so all your muscle mass is just going to get eaten up while you lose the weight. Your body will, because you're not consuming enough carbohydrates, your body will break down your muscle tissue and turn it into sugar. So the thing is, carbohydrates are muscle sparing, so they protect you from muscle loss. And you know, that's pretty damn important, especially with weight loss. If you want to maintain your metabolism after you lose the weight, you know, everyone knows that your metabolism can take a dive after you've lost some weight, because the body is very scared of losing too much weight. You know, the body doesn't want you to die from starvation, so it's very cautious after periods of weight loss. So I'd say these ways are, you know, the pretty much healthiest ways. But yeah, I'll put my focus on, you know, keeping the fat grams low, nice and healthy foods, clean, lean foods, focusing on getting carbohydrates to fuel my days, and you know, really putting that emphasis on health and fitness. So, you know, putting that effort, getting serious about fitness, you know. And, you know, with being serious about fitness, I'd say it comes down to, you know, doing it every day, you know, a little bit, you know, whether it be taking a walk every day or every second day, and then every second day other than that is, you know, riding a bike up a hill, or long distance riding, commuting to work. Riding a bike to work is a great one if you can. You know, I'd recommend getting e-bike if you've never had a bike before and you want to ride to work. You know, if it's a substantial distance, get an e-bike. You know, that's gonna set you up potentially that you could sell your car and you just rely on your e-bike for traveling around. You'll be shocked at, you know, once you get into cycling, to know what you're capable of, and yeah, being able to commute around town everywhere, save a bunch of money on rego and mechanics and insurance. But yeah, I think that's a big one. A lot of people overlook, you know, they're going for aesthetic maybe, which, you know, definitely a low body fat can help for aesthetic, but everyone's, you know, definitely obsessed with building muscle these days, but they don't understand that, maybe it's a good idea for them to lose the weight before trying to gain the muscle. So I'll definitely recommend that as well. I think it's the smartest way to go about it, you know, shredding off the body fat before, you know, trying to just build a bunch of muscle at the gym. I'd recommend, you know, maybe you can go to the gym once every 2 weeks, you know, try and stimulate the muscles so you don't lose as much during the fat loss process. But yeah, definitely getting out there on the bike, I'd say that's a big one. You know, if you can get a road bike, get a road bike. If you can get both, get a regular road bike, get an e-bike, and just see how you go. Get one that fits you correctly, and yeah, try and find some friends that like bike riding. Start bike riding, start walking, start jogging, start hiking. You know, if you're under 90 kilos, I reckon start jogging. You know, build it up slowly. Don't hurt yourself. Always walk for 10 minutes before you jog. But yeah, that's a great one. I'd recommend doing park run. Now that's an event you can do every Saturday morning. It's a free event. Just look it up, www.parkrun. It's free. It's all over the world. Seriously, all over the world. You can walk the 5 kilometers or you can run it. You meet heaps of people. If you want to make friends, parkrun's a really great one. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. And get out there and yeah, don't be delusional about your body fat percentage. Just, you know, really figure it out. You know, takes a bit of a keen eye. Don't, you know, question yourself over time. But yeah. All right, hope that helped.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Because not sir. I'll tell you why! Because you're not filling the goddamn water!